Now it's time to set up the targeting for your account. To do this, go to the Seeds tab inside of LeadsAutopilot and click on the Settings button. The first section goes over how the automation finds posts and comments to interact with. By default, and this is the route that I would recommend, is to leave it as LinkedIn feed. The alternative is to use a LinkedIn search URL, which means that the automation will continuously refresh the search page to find new content that shows up in this search result. However, if there's not that much content that shows up on your feed, as in you don't have that many connections or you're not following that many people, LinkedIn search can be a good choice. But for now, I'll leave it as LinkedIn feed. The next section is going to be the automation behavior. Here we have the number of interactions per day. The maximum number of posts and comments that you can safely interact with is around 6,000 per day. If you go any higher than this, you increase the chances that your account faces a restriction or a ban. If you want to err on the cautious side, I recommend that users set this to 3,000. That's just to be safe. But if you want to maximize your growth, you can leave this as 6,000. Next, we have the daily start time and time zone, as well as which days of the week the automation will be active during. And lastly, we have the engagement delay, which defines how frequently you will interact with the same user. The next section is filtering, so this defines who you interact with. We have first, second, and third degree connections. So if you would like to only interact with new people, not people who you're already connected with, you can set this to second and third degree connections. Next, we have the minimum and maximum age of comments. So you can change this so you don't interact with somebody immediately whenever they post a comment, and you can adjust this setting to not like somebody's comment from a few months ago. Next, we have the allowed languages, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then we have the blacklisted usernames and the blacklisted keyword. Typically, you'll be good by disabling the first degree connections if you don't want to interact with these people. But if there are specific people who've reached out to you telling you to turn off the automation, you can add their usernames here. Next, we have the blacklisted keywords. So typically, this is things like political content that you might not want your brand to be associated with. And that is pretty much it for the targeting settings. Once the automation is live, you can see every single action that's performed on your account by going to the Actions tab. And to see an overview of your account, you can go to the Dashboard tab. Now, there are a few bonuses that come included with your LeadsAutopilot membership. To find out what those are, click the button down below.